Hello and welcome to my Golem Minions version 1.4 update showcase. So I have got a whole bunch of stuff to show you, loads of new stuff, a few changes. I've taken a lot of suggestions from you guys on the comments, on the video comments and on Discord as well. And yeah, this is the biggest update so far, I'd say. Like there's a lot of new stuff, and you could probably hear. Yes, did you hear that? The minions now make little noises. Let's come in with this guy. There's one over there making some noise. There's a few over there actually. But yes, they do make little noises now. Just as they're roaming about, they'll make little noises if they get hurt and if they unfortunately die as well. They will make little noises, but I thought I'd get that out of the way because you will hear it in the background, and I thought I'd explain that. But let's get on, shall we, with showing you some of the new minions that I've added. So you can see here, all of this area is for new minions. And the first one I want to show you is the Butcher minion. Okay, so you can see his little icon here. If you so happen to go into cheat mode, then that's what it looks like in the creative inventory. That's its spawn egg. But yes, this Butcher's minion is a little bit expensive. A few bits of iron there for the iron swords and the iron axes. But it's going to be worth it. It's really going to be worth it. So let's actually make ourselves this satchel here. And you know the drill. If you've played this already, you make your satchel. You give it to the default minion. And boom. There we go. We have our Butcher. Now the Butcher is going to kill animals. Okay, he's going to slaughter them for you, for your food. So let's get ourselves a cow, and he will eventually make his way over to kill that cow. Now there's a little bit of a pause in between him killing one mob to the next. That's just basically just trying to balance it a little bit, and also just in case for some reason he gets into your animal pen and you didn't want him to, at least he's not going to go nuts and kill them all at once. So Piggo and Chicken, as you saw, he killed the cow as well. He's going to try and kill all of these, but he will pause in between. There we go, there's the chicken, and I'm just going to put him into stop mode because something very clever that I've managed to do. If I go and grab two sheepies, okay, and we breed them, and they're obviously going to have a baby. Now this applies to the chicken, the pigs and the cows. And what this Butcher will do is he will then only slaughter the adults. So you saw there, he killed the two adults, but he's going to leave the baby alone. He won't touch that sheep now until it grows into an adult. So what you could do is maybe have like a little breeding area, a little sort of pen or something set up, and you let the babies out into this guy's area, and then as and when the babies grow up, he'll do his thing, kill them off. Maybe you have a collector. I mean, it's all down to you, but basically he will only kill adult animals. Okay, so yeah, he's, you know, all right, he's going to kill the animals, but he's not a complete monster. He's not going to kill all of your baby animals. So yes, that is the Butcher. Now he has a partner. And this right here is the spawn egg for his partner. It is an animal spawner, okay? Looks a little bit derpy. It's a very small pixel spawn egg here, but it's a bit of an expensive recipe. So we've got loads of new stuff here. Actually, this whole recipe is made from new stuff. So we have got lost souls here, which I will get to a little bit later as to how you get the lost souls. We've also got a new item called a bundle or multiple bundles. So what I've done is I wanted you to have to gain lots of meat from the different mobs to go into this recipe. And the way I've done that is basically I've made these new bundles. So we have here a bundle of pork, a bundle of lamb, or sorry, mutton, a bundle of chicken, and a bundle of beef. And then in the middle here we've got a satchel which actually contains the summoner's staff head. Okay, so I'm going to go into here, look, and I can show you what's what. So the lost souls, I'll explain in a little while how to get them. But if we grab this bone staff head, and those of you that have already messed about with the summoners before will already know how to make this. So the bone staff head is made with bones, some bone blocks, and a diamond in the middle. So it's a little bit expensive. You do need that diamond, but when you see how this works, you're going to see why it's so expensive. Okay, so let's clear that. And while we're in here, so the empty Spawners Satchel. Okay, so what we're doing is we're taking the satchel and we're putting the bone staff head inside that satchel, like so. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. We've got our lost souls, and then what I'm going to do is grab even more satchels, as if there wasn't enough satchel stuff going on. But we're going to grab those, and we're also going to grab 8 beef, 8 pork, 8 mutton, and 8 chicken. Okay, and this is where the bundles now come in. So you're going to see here, these are all lit up now. So the bundle of beef, as easy as that, you just surround the satchel and you basically fill in that satchel with beef. Okay, we've got the same for the chicken, the pork, and the mutton. Okay, and now we have got all of our pieces that we need to make the animal spawners satchel. Okay, so I'm going to grab that and we're going to go into here. And there he is. I thought I'd lost him then. I'm going to give this guy the animal spawner satchel. And boom, we now have this little guy. Okay, his eyes do glow as well. So at night time, you'll see them light up a little bit like how spider eyes do. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this guy to follow me into the middle here. And basically what you've got to do, I've added a new mode to these guys. So you have follow mode first, then stop. And then if you click him again, he's now in spawn mode. And what he will do is every sort of between 1 minute and 3 minutes, he will spawn a mob. And it will be the same mobs that the butcher kills. So it will be a sheep, a chicken, a cow, or a pig. I forgot then. And he will spawn them in as babies. Okay, so what I've done is I've tried making it that it's not too overpowered. So there is a couple of minutes in between him spawning animals. And they will spawn in as babies. Just so then, as I say, it's not overpowered. I didn't want this becoming like infinite food straight off the bat. And never have to worry about it again. Because, yeah, that is... This whole pack has been around getting something for nothing, but trying to make it balanced. But if you have this guy in the middle of a pen, you have your butcher in here as well, and then maybe set up a collector, you've got an automatic food farm. All you'd need to do is basically cook it. Okay, so easy peasy. We'll come back to him in a little while, and hopefully we'll have some animals in here that he would have spawned. Now, I've got mob spawning off, so as you can see, there's nothing around. So if anything spawns in here, it will be from this guy. Now, him being partner to the butcher, there's also an opposite to this guy. And that is the mob spawner. Okay, so this guy is very, very similar. Almost the same, except he's a little bit dark. He's a little bit evil. Okay, and if we look at the recipe for this, I've derped out and the satchel isn't there. Have I got it in here? We can make it. Yeah, I've derped out there. But anyway, ignore that. So, very, very similar. We've got the lost souls. We've got that summoner staff head in the middle. But instead of having meat, bundles of meat, we've got a bundle of bones, a bundle of gunpowder, a bundle of spider eyes, and a bundle of rotten flesh. Okay, so exactly the same stuff. We're going to grab our satchel and our bone staff head. We're going to get our empty spawners satchel. We're going to grab all of our mob drops. So you're going to want either some sort of mob farm, or you're going to want to go out at night and actually harvest all of these goodies. Okay, but you can see here, same as before, we've got a bundle of bones. We have got a bundle of flesh, a bundle of gunpowder, and our bundle of spider eyes. And here is the mob spawners satchel. Okay, so yes, I did forget to put it in that item frame. There we go. Let's pretend it was there from the beginning. But yeah, let's grab that out and let's go into here. Okay, and this dude, I'm going to give him the satchel and boom, there we go. Okay, that's not a thing. That's not linked up. He didn't summon the rain. Maybe he should. Maybe I do add it, that if you're evil enough to make this guy, that it rains. I don't know. Maybe it's something I implement, but it's not in at the moment. So, exactly the same as the guy you just saw. And do you know what, actually? The rains come in handy because it means anything that this guy spawns isn't going to die to the sunlight. So, same again. You're going to get him to follow you. Get him into position. Put him into stop mode. Okay. And at this point, you can nudge him. Okay, just like always, you can always nudge them in stop mode. But if I now put him into spawn mode, you can't knock him. He can't be moved. Okay, the same as the other guy. So you can set them up somewhere, and then you haven't got a fear that they're getting knocked around. Now, he will spawn basically all of the stuff that you saw here. So he's going to spawn skeletons, creepers, spiders, and zombies. And he will spawn them between every 30 and 90 seconds. So, considerably quicker than the animal spawner, who has spawned a baby pig, look. But yeah, just, I didn't feel like it was so overpowered. I mean, it's quite expensive to get to this point. But yeah, every 30 to 90 seconds, he should spawn a mob. Oh, and there we go. It took a little bit longer than I thought, I'm not going to lie. I was actually doubting if something was broken then. But yes, he spawned a skeleton in. I'm just going to see if I can wait long enough that we actually see it happen. As opposed to me coming back and showing you. Because then it looks a little bit like I've spawned him in. That skeleton is putting my head in. Stop! Stop you! We need a little spy hole. I tell you what we can do. We can do that. There we go. So we'll hang about just for another moment. And he will spawn another mob in. So it's not as quick as like a normal mob spawner. You'd still be better off setting up a dark room. But you can control this. Okay, you can turn it on and off. You can set it up wherever you like. And both of these guys will spawn mobs almost next to them. It'll be about 1 or 2 blocks away. So bear that in mind when you are setting up any sort of mob farm for them. And it is taking a little while. I might need to look into the timings. Whoa! Who saw that baby lamb in the background just got struck by lightning? Did you see that? Over here. He must not have got directly hit, but he definitely, the lightning definitely hit. So look at this. This guy is absolutely rocking it now. We've got 3 animals in here. And, yes, okay. Creeper in there. Right, we're not going to hang about. We're going to trust that that is working. And we're going to move on to the next minion. Okay, so last update, you may remember that I added a soldier. And this time, I've added an archer. Okay, so basically the same, but a ranged version. And again, we're making use of the new bundles. And we have bundles of arrows. Okay. Along with some bows and a nice leather helmet to help keep him safe. And if we go into here, we can grab all of these arrows, look, to make the bundles. So just like all the other bundles, okay. This is basically a way of me just making the recipe a bit more expensive. We're then going to grab all of the other bits. And there we go. We can make the Archer's Satchel. And I'm actually going to grab a couple of mob spawn eggs here as well. So let's come in. And let's give this to the minion. Now this guy has got a pretty huge range. He will shoot up to 20 blocks away. So he will actually shoot further than a skeleton. And I've done that deliberately because if you set up little towers or something with this guy in, he'll be able to hit the skeletons before the skeletons can hit him. And he'll even knock them back as well. So I've had a few designs on the go. I did share some on Discord. So if you're not already on my Discord, I'd recommend going and joining that. But let's do this quickly because I want to get rid of this rain. So skeleton is out. The skeleton was looking at me then. And you can see he fires quick. He has got like rapid fire going on. But he should... Oh, hello, spider. Okay, the spider's come over from there. Yeah, there's a few mobs in there now. But yeah, this guy is an absolute boss. And he can be healed, just like the soldier. Maybe I should have actually grabbed some bits. But yeah, he can be healed with lots of different food types. So if you're worried that he's taken too much damage, just try and feed him like you would a dog. Just right-click him, and he will heal up. But anyway, let's come over here. And I will show you the lost souls that we've been using as part of the recipes are going to be obtained from zombies, skeletons, and wither skeletons. So they're not available from all the mobs. But yeah, these guys will definitely drop them. And zombies will now also drop this stuff, which is Villager's Essence. Okay. I'm going to eventually change this, and it will drop with different mobs. But for this update for now, it's going to be dropped by the zombie. And the reason you're going to want Villager's Essence is because as well as the archer, the mob spawner, the animal spawner, how is he getting on? How many guys we got in here now? Look at that. It's like a little baby farm. As well as the two spawners, as well as the butcher. Okay, who is still waiting on his little sheep friend to grow up. I have also added the Minion Villager, which I've actually nicknamed the Milligear. Do you see what I did there? Do you like that? So yes, this is the Milligear. And if you collect yourself 8 pieces of Villager's Essence and put them around a satchel, you're going to get this Villager's Satchel. So let's go in here. Let's actually grab a whole bunch of these so I can make 4 of these. Okay. And I'm also going to grab some other bits. So these work very much like the Vanillager. Vanillager? Well, I'm making words up on the fly here. The Vanillager. The Vanilla Villager. Okay. These are very, very similar to that. So what I'm going to do is actually give this guy here a satchel. And there we go. He has transformed. And he look how similar he looks to a normal villager. Except he's kept his pumpkin head. He's got his little hay bale on his chest there. And he even sounds like a villager. He sounds like a very tiny villager. A little bit squeakier. But I'm going to turn all of these into Millagers, like so. There we go. Look at that. So, if you click on them at the moment, they do nothing. They've got no profession. So what we need to do is, just like normal villagers, we need to give them some sort of profession. Now, if I go and pop down this composter here, no one's going to change. Okay, what you need to do is have at least one bed near them. Okay, and you only need one bed. So there we go. He has clicked onto the bed. He's now become a farmer. And just like normal villagers, this now is classed as a village. Okay, and if I click on him, you can see that he is a level 1 Milligear farmer. Okay, and you're going to see some new items here. So he's selling potatoes. Sorry, he's buying potatoes. And he will give you a Pumpkoin. Okay, so these guys don't deal with emeralds. They don't want emeralds. They want Pumpkoins. Okay, now there's a lot of new trades with these guys. You might not see them at the beginning here. Let's actually get a couple of these other guys converted. So let's pop down a smithing table. And boom, there we go. We now have a weaponsmith. Nope, sorry, a toolsmith. A Milligear toolsmith. Okay. But as I said before, you only need the one bed. Now, if you can give them all beds, fantastic, because they will actually sleep. So if I do a little time set night, there we go. The farmer got into his bed, and yes, they will sleep. If they have beds, they will sleep. Off the top of my head, I'm not completely sure, to be honest, if they need to sleep to reset their trades. Okay, they do obviously need access to their workstation. It could be that they need a bed as well, but they're very heavily based on the vanilla villagers. So in terms of resetting trades and stuff. Now, you can see here the toolsmith, instead of having coal, he wants charcoal. Okay, and the reason I've done that is because if you've got a lumberjack set up and you've got loads and loads of wood on the go, you can smelt that and obviously turn it into charcoal and then sell it to this guy and get some Pumpkoins. And then he will actually sell some goodies. So very much like the vanilla villager, as I called it. But he's also got some new stuff here. Now I'm going to get to what this new ingot is in a little while. It's quite exciting actually. I've added so much new stuff. So there we go. We now have a Milligear Librarian look. And again, Pumpkoins. He's not dealing with emeralds. Very, very similar. It's not until the trades later on that you'll notice a big, big difference. This guy, though, the Milligear Necromancer, will now buy bones off of you, as well as other mob drops, okay? And again, later on, he will actually sell some really, really interesting stuff. So let's carry on showing you the other changes and give you a little preview of what these guys will be able to sell. So basically, this is sort of an easy way. I say an easy way. You've still got to get the villager essence, but it's an easy way for you to get villagers. Now, they won't, as far as I know, they won't spawn iron golems. They are a little bit different, and they won't breed. That's the biggest thing. So they may spawn iron golems. I'm not 100% sure. If they do, then, well, you've got quite a few of them anyway. But they won't breed. You can't get these guys to breed. So the farmer won't harvest crops and they won't breed. Okay, so for every villager you want, you do need to get a satchel and you do need to give it to the default minion. Okay. But anyway, you might have saw some new ingots. So I have added... It's raining again. I don't believe this. But I have added a gourd gold ingot. Now, gourd is another word for pumpkin, okay? And the way that this is made is quite simply by surrounding a gold ingot with pumpkins, okay? Nice and easy. And one of this recipe is going to give you 4 gourd gold ingots. Okay, now what you could do with these is either trade them with the necromancer that was in there, or the cleric. He's actually a cleric. I've renamed him. Or what you can do is using either a normal furnace or a blast furnace, you can actually smelt these and turn them into pumpkoins. Okay, so if you've got a bit of a, you know, an excess amount of gold, and obviously if you've got a farmer, you're going to have a lot of pumpkins. You're probably growing pumpkins for more minions anyway, but you can now get your own pumpkoins. And let's get rid of that. That is really, really noisy. But anyway, so as well as having the gourd gold, I've also added gourd iron. Okay, it's made exactly the same. Okay, so we need 4 pumpkins around an iron ingot, like so. And for each one of these you make, you're going to get 2 gourd iron ingots back. Now, what's very interesting about this is I've actually added a new armour. Okay, but to keep it all realm friendly and everything like that, and avoid using those experimental settings that are really nice to actually use, but they can be a bit temperamental. This is actually Chainmail. Okay, what I've done is retextured it and renamed it. So let's grab all of the parts. So it's made just the same as any other armor. Okay, and I might have renamed them a little bit. So we have the helm, we have the chest plate, we have the knee guards, and we have the walkers. Okay, and let's pop this all on. Why did the helmet not go on then? There we go. And look at that. You can join your little pumpkin-headed minions and feel like one of them. It's not quite as powerful as iron, hence why when you're making the recipe, you are going to get 2 ingots for 1. But it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I quite like it. It's my own design. And you can also buy it from the armourer as well. So if you don't want to make it yourself, you can trade for it. Okay. Now, because I felt like I hadn't made enough stuff, I kept going. Okay. And I've also added pumpkin bread. Okay. Now, pumpkin bread is very much like the vanilla bread, but it gives you a little bit more saturation. It's a little bit better. And it's a very easy recipe to make, especially if you've got minions working on your farm. It is made just like so. Okay. Oh, and I actually need to go and name it as well. So I'll sort that out before I get that world upload going. But yes, it will be called pumpkin bread. And I can't eat it because I'm not hungry right now. But yeah, very much like normal bread. It's a little bit better. But it just gives you a chance. If you've got too many pumpkins, you can use them up. Now, on the topic of food, I have added 8 new pies. Okay, they're pumpkin pies, and these are not craftable. Okay, the only way you're going to get these, or 2 ways, there's 2 ways to get these. One is from the loot chests, which I have changed a little bit, and I will get to in a moment. Or the other way is from the Millagers over there. So the Millagers all have their own professions, and each profession has their own type of pie. I didn't mean to knock that out. So the armourer obviously normally sells armour, will also sell a defense pie if you can get him up to the master tier. Okay, so all of these, if you want to buy them from the Millagers, you have to get the Milligear all the way up to top tier. Okay, unlock all their trades. But basically, the weaponsmith will sell this attack boost. Okay, we've got the attack pie. The armourer will sell the defense pie. The necromancer, because he's a bit magical, will sell the fire pie. And maybe the float pie. I can't remember. The butcher Milligear, though, is now a cook. Okay, and he will sell a few of these, so definitely check him out. Get yourself a smoker, get your Millagers set up. The toolsmith is going to give you a haste pie. There's also a night vision pie, which is from, I think I done that from the stonemason. We also have a regeneration pie and a water pie. The water pie is from the fisherman. The regeneration pie, I think, might be the cleric. Now, most of these you could probably guess what they do. They're going to give you attack boosts, or this will give you absorption, bit of fire resistance. Most of them work for about a minute. Okay, but the very, very interesting one, which I want to show off, is the float pie. So for any of you that are playing on the skyblock that have a tendency to fall off, okay, you might want to keep one of these in your hotbar if you can manage to get your hands on them. Okay, and the reason for this is because if I nom down on this now, and these can always be eaten, they're like golden apples, you can eat them at any point, but if I nom down on this, you're going to get levitation for quite a while. It will raise you up where you can see there. That was, I think it's about 30 blocks. So technically, if you fall off your world, you can take that and it will, for the most part, it will float you back up to your island. Now, as you can see, I've also got a massive speed boost, a jump boost, and some feather falling. Okay, so do with that as you wish. And this will last, I think it lasts about a minute. The levitation itself, though, only lasted for a few seconds at the beginning because you don't want to float off into space, do you? Now, this weather is absolutely doing my brain in, and I should have turned it off. Okay, weather now turned off. That won't be interrupting us anymore. And that lovely pumpkin pie has worn off as well. So, as I was saying, the way to get these is the Millagers or the loot chests. Now, the loot chests have had a complete and utter overhaul. When I first added the loot chests, they were very much based on existing loot tables. Okay, so the gold ones, if I remember rightly, were like dungeon loot or even mineshaft loot. I think these were dungeon loot, and then these were never bastion loots. Okay, they've now had a complete overhaul, and as well as that, they now have their own sound effects. And you don't get the weird little smoke particles from them. So some of them can be a little underwhelming. So you can see there, we only got an iron nugget and some sweet berries. Seems a little bit stingy, but sometimes they will come up absolutely trumps and you might get loads of stuff. But if you've got a mob farm set up, or even if you've got one of your spawner guys, these will be, you're going to get an abundance of these. So let's try this one, and wow, okay, we got a few goodies there. I've already got 4 Pumpkoins on me. Let's see what else we get. So I've got another 11 Pumpkoins. We got some nether quartz and some blocks of raw copper. So a whole bunch of copper there. There's loads and loads of different bits that you can get from these. Wow, okay, that was a pretty good one if I say so myself. So we got a bunch more Pumpkoins, we got some golden carrots, glowstone dust, and some blocks of copper. So yeah, lots and lots of copper. Now you can get all the other metals as well, but obviously iron's going to be rarer than copper, gold's going to be rarer than iron, so on and so forth. And then the best one out of the bunch is going to be the nether chest, and you can just about see in there, it has dropped some of the infusion dust. So all the infusion dusts are available still from these for the infuser minions, which I've made a change to, and we'll get to them in a bit. But you can see there, we got some more copper, we got some emeralds. You can get some of the stuff you can get from this, if you're lucky enough, is completely OP. Right, let's have a look there. So a block of iron, we got some crying obsidian, we got a diamond sword, and an enchanted book. So quite high level enchantments on these nether chest stuff. So what I've done is, again, it's all about the balance. I've tried removing the useless stuff, and I've tried balancing them out a little bit. I didn't want to reduce the drop rates in terms of mobs dropping them, but I did want to tweak how many items and what items they drop. So there is some really epic stuff available in them, but it's going to be super rare. Now, in terms of changes, okay, I've changed the Summoner's Satchel. So any of you that have played with these before, we've got the melee Summoner's Satchel that spawns little melee warriors that will go out and fight for you or fight for themselves. Before, it used to use a ghast tier. Okay, now we're using a bundle of souls. Okay, and the same as the ranged summoner. Okay, I've basically taken out the ghast tier, swapped it for this bundle of souls, and here I've actually swapped the single arrows for bundles of arrows. So if we come into here, you can see the bundle of souls. Let's nab all of those. We'll go in here and boom, just like so, a melee Summoner's Satchel. And exactly the same here. We can grab all of this, pop it in there, and we have the ranged Summoner's Satchel. I've also tweaked these guys a little bit, and they will spawn a little bit more reliably. Yeah, they'll just spawn a little bit quicker, basically. Okay. Otherwise, in terms of changes, I have tweaked, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I've tweaked the textures for all of the different satchels, and I've tried grouping them a little bit better. So all of the sort of workers, the tools, are in these sort of dark grey satchels. We've then got the farmer's satchel in this bright green, the collector in orange, and I've tried sort of grouping them by colour. Okay, so you can see here that your soldier, your archer and your butcher, they all kill things, so they're in the red section. The different dust satchels, or essences should I say, the colours follow the colour of what's inside, because I thought that made a bit more sense. We got the summoner stuff here, and then the spawner stuff, and then we've got all the new bundles. Okay, so obviously I've shown them off already, all of the different recipes for them. And I also mentioned that the infusers I've changed a little bit. So what I've done is, before, the infusers were upgrades of the miner, okay? But I've actually skipped that process, and you can give the infusion satchel straight to the default minion, okay? So you don't have to turn them into a miner and then into the infuser. You can go straight from default into infuser. And you may not have noticed, but I also just tweaked the running animation a little bit. And I'm just looking at my notes. I think that is about everything. So yeah. Oh, wow. I've actually made my throat a little bit sore. That is such a massive overhaul, I think. And I'm even still planning. I think I'm going to do a 1.5. Some of you guys were concerned that this was going to be the end. The 1.4 was going to be the last update. But I've still got a few things that I want to change. A couple of things that I want to add. And I'm still taking suggestions as well. But anyway. Oh, wow. I'm going to leave it there. Links, as usual, are down below. You can either grab this as a standalone add-on and either update your existing world or add it to a world that you've already got on the go. Or if you haven't played before or you fancy starting again, grab yourself a skyblock or a flat world with it already installed. And yeah, just have fun. I've been getting a lot of great feedback from you guys. I've had a couple of big YouTubers as well, with Dan Robs Probs and Echo Soldier both showing this off, which, like, massive shout out to them guys for, you know, recognizing a little guy like me, a little YouTuber. You know, this is the first add-on I've ever made, and I'm super pumped that so many people are enjoying it, and it's making quite the splash in the community, as it were. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling there. Thanks so much for everyone's support on this pack. If you've got any more suggestions, or if you run into any problems, any bugs, anything like that, let me know down in the comments below, or even better, check the description. Come hang out on Discord with me, where we could just have a chat. We could play the Pokemon bot. You can give me suggestions. There's loads of stuff going on over there. I definitely recommend coming and hanging out. But anyway, thanks so much. Links all down below. And until the next one, take care. Stay cool. Bye-bye.